All right, guys, we are here at BMI Live here in New York City with, of course, Kempire Radio fam. Unique Zayas is here.
What?
Unique, first of all, I came in when you were doing your sound check, and I was like, wow, you sound incredible live. I've never gotten a chance to see you live. Of course, you sang on the show, and we've heard your recording music, but now it is what it is. It's coming. When can we expect that?
I just had a meeting about that yesterday, so I'm not going to tell you tomorrow and then it extends, but know that the wait is worth it because we're just making sure everything's right and that when I put it out, people know. You know what I mean? I would hate to put out all this great music that I've been working on and 2 people download it. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the honest answer. Yeah. I hope to say really soon, but I'd rather come out when everyone's ready.
You know, the last time you were here on Kempire Radio, we were talking about your single Maniac, and everyone was anticipating new music, new music, new music. What was the growth since Maniac until now?
Well, I mean, on a personal level, I moved out of home, you know what I mean? So with that, there's more responsibilities and the urgency to get things done, you know what I mean? And even my mind frame of thinking and what I want to sing about and what I want to say, you know. Maniac was a cool record, and I think that I still love the record, people love the record, but I wanted to make sure that with this music now, I'm telling a story, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not a rich kid from the hills, but I'm from the projects in Brooklyn, and my one dream is all I got, and Section 88 is why I'm here. So that's what's changed. I'm telling more of a story, and there's no, I'm not compromising that. It is what it is.
Most definitely. So let's talk about some of the people that you collaborated with on this new record, It Is What It Is.
Well, I work with a lot of people. I work with Little Eddie, who I worked with on my album From Brooklyn to You, that did well in Japan. Claude Kelly, another great, I mean, Claude and I have been working with each other since I was just getting into high school.
Wow.
And a lot of people don't know that, but, you know, Claude Kelly was another person, Chuck Harmony, John.
You got some heavyweights on this, man.
Yeah, I mean, and for me, a lot of these people, I knew of their work, but I didn't think I would be in the studio with them, you know what I mean? We went out to LA and kind of just locked in for 7 days. And, you know, even with the virals that I'm putting out for It Is What It Is, I'm kind of bringing you guys inside of that process. And, you know, there was moments where it's like, this shit ain't working, this ain't it.
Yeah.
Let's move to the next. And I got to work with people who love what they do and understood my vision. So, you know, there was just a few people. Courtney Harrell, she just did the Think Like a Man soundtrack for Jennifer Hudson and got a Grammy for Chris Brown. So it's pressure because they work with so many big people and I still feel like little old Unique. But I know that God got me.
Most definitely. You know, Unique, first of all, you know, the market, I was just talking with Masha about this, you know, there's a lot of females trying to do it, and there are a lot of males trying to do it. How would you describe your sound, and how do you separate yourself from all the other guys that are trying to do it?
Well, I don't think trying to separate myself is something that I focus on. Like, you can't compare peanuts and oranges. You get what I'm saying? I have a great respect for a lot of these dudes that are out. Miguel, for instance, he came out to my last performance at the Madrian Soho when I did the Penthouse, and you know, I'm not this R&B rock star dude who thinks it's all about Unique. You know what I mean? I love music enough to take myself out of it and appreciate whoever else is out. You know, so I think that's what separates me. And then, aside from just singing, I write and I design and I'm executive producing my series to promote It Is What It Is. So I'm not just sitting around chilling and, you know what I mean, to be cute, but more, I mean, I even see some of your tweets and you're like, it will go this way or be out my way. Yeah. So that same kind of drive is what I have because I got shit to do. And people who are waiting, you know, these fans standing on the side come to every show.
Wow.
They come from Newark.
Wow.
And further than that, and Coney Island. So even if it's 2 people or 20 people, I know that there's people rooting for me, and that keeps me like, yo,
why did you decide to call this album, this EP, It Is What It Is? Which is a very common phrase.
Yeah. It's crazy. I was thinking for some time, like, what do I call this? You know, I did From Brooklyn to You, and the whole thought process behind that, it was almost like me writing a letter. And I'm in Brooklyn, but to you is wherever you are. You get what I'm saying? And I want to travel that way. And then It Is What It Is kind of came about because there were so many questions like, oh, excuse me, I thought you were signed. What happened to that? How come you released an album in Japan and didn't? And some things you don't have control over. Or is that a perm or is it a hit? What is he trying to? And you look like Michael Jackson. It's just like, yo, I'm not trying to do these things. It just is what it is. And I think it's a universal message that everybody could say that. Yo, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I may not be the tallest person or a supermodel, but I'm kind of short and I like it. And it is what it is. So I wanted to have a title that represented me, but everybody at the same time.
And what's been the response? Because you've been doing these viral videos. What's been the response from your fans, in regards to the project?
It's great. They're like, I mean, I wouldn't say they're stressing me out, but they're anxious. Like, yo, when is it coming? This is my favorite song, and they haven't heard the record. They're going off of the viral videos and coming out to the performances and saying on the side, yo, I can't wait till this comes out. And even to the bloggers and people like yourself that show love. I'm not with a major corporation that's shoving the shit down your throat or telling you I got a cosign from Diddy. You know what I mean? That's not what it is right now. So I'm starting from the streets where I'm from and taking it step by step, and the response has been good. And the more help and the more interviews and the more shows I do, hopefully everybody be on the same page.
So, Unique, before I let you go, you have a large fan base in Japan. You gave them From Brooklyn to You. When can they expect a follow-up to that?
When they ready. I mean, like literally a small story before we go. I had some fans that I met in Japan fly out to New York.
Oh, wow.
I didn't pay for it. They took their graduation money. They didn't know each other prior to my music, became friends, and came to meet me. And that right there just had me like,
wow.
Oh my. I know I'm doing this, but am I really? You know
what I mean? That's not an hour trip.
To come to New York almost a year later because they missed me.
Wow.
And that right there shows me that I don't really care about what some of these label people may think, because what's real is real. And your heart don't lie, and when people recognize that.
What would you say, because there are a lot of artists, up-and-coming artists that come through here on Kempire Radio that are trying to get a major label deal, which you've done, what would you say to them? Because, labels are always trying to tell you, okay, this is the way you should look, this is the way you should sound.
I mean, I deal with that every day with the look, sound, and the way I attack it is like, all right, I hear what you're saying, let me do what I do, and you see what the people say. Because then at that point, it ain't about the label. So to the artists that are on the come up and grinding, don't rush to be signed, because I've been there, and it ain't a walk in the park or jelly beans and Jolly Ranchers. Some days I had to get Believe tattooed on my arm because I was like, yo, when does it happen? You know what I mean? You got family who's saying they believe in you and fans, but it is a lot. So I say to artists coming up, take your time. Make sure you in the right state of mind, because this business is like a jungle. And if you ain't strong, niggas will knock you down as soon as you step in,
You're from Brooklyn, so
I'm from Brooklyn, so I'm like, yo, call me whatever you want. I heard it before. You know what I mean? I'm from the projects in Brooklyn, not Upper East Side, the West Side, the hood, Best Side. And people don't know that because they judge my hair and the rock star thing. But it's like, yo, people I know wear scarves to the park. And it is what it is.
Unique Zayas here on Kempire Radio. Thank you so much, man.